So, hello everyone, welcome to Babylon Tomb. Today we're going to make one about the Vigil Mass at the Vatican. I wanted to do this one for a while now, but decided to do it now. And so, what I've done is that I've actually taken a couple of Vigil Mass from 2012, but as per I remember, the Vigil Mass was put in place around 2005 by Pope Benedict, right? So he's the Jesuit Pope. He is the former president of the Congregation of the Doctrine of the Faith, which was actually, before wearing that name, it was called the Holy Office of the Inquisition. And so that's the Jesuit run the Inquisition since the 1600. So it's obvious that he is a Jesuit, and the Jesuits, of course, was created in 1540 in France. Now, there's a significance here because, as Seventh-day Adventists, we believe that the three beasts from Revelation is the beast from the sea is the Pope or the Catholic Church. The beast out of the bottomless pit is spiritualism, and the beast out of the earth is the United States. And we believe that the beast from the bottomless pit, according to Great Controversy, is actually the beast that the Pope rides in the end time. And so the beast from that bottomless pit is the spiritualistic movement, which is basically Jesuitism, which, as I said, was created in 1540 in Paris by Ignatius Loyola. And a couple centuries after, we had the French Revolution in France, where Louis XIV, who was controlled by the Jesuits, was actually beheaded by Napoleon, a Freemason. And Napoleon himself denounced the Jesuits. Probably didn't know that the Jesuits created Masonry, but the book from Nicolas de Bonneville was written in 1788, so he should have known. But anyways, so this is the beast from the bottomless pit, and the beast from the bottomless pit, as we seen in different publication from, for example, Helena Blavatsky and Albert Pike. They exalt Lucifer as God. And this is the spiritualistic movement. This is Freemasonry. This is ultimately Jesuitism. Because Freemasonry was created in the University of Clermont in Paris in 1717. So basically the Jesuits is the beast from the bottomless pit. And the Bible says that it was not, and it is, and it will come again, basically, is what it says. I think it's Revelation 18, I'm not sure. But basically what's going to happen is that when the apostle wrote this passage, as we know, the book of Revelation, it refers to the Catholic Church as being Egypt and Sodom. So we know about Sodom, right? Most of them are homosexuals. Not only that, they're pedophiles and they prefer boys. So, and Egypt, I believe there was a hub of occultism. I think there was Satanism there, and so this is the case also in the Catholic Church. Today we're gonna have a look at what they say, basically. So as I said previously, I was raised myself I was raised Catholic, and I went to Jesuit school. And a Jesuit school in the Seminary of Quebec, which is the first, I believe, the first Catholic, even Jesuit school in North America. And there were Jesuits there. And basically, my Latin teacher was a Jesuit. The director of the school was a Jesuit, and there were other Jesuits. And so this is the phrase that you're gonna hear in the Vigil Mass. Flammas eius Lucifer matitunus inveniat ille inquam Lucifer quinesit occasum. And then there's a couple phrases there, and then they say Christus filius tu. Of course, you can hear well, what it means. So this is the French version. This is the English one here. The flames of Lucifer find dawn. I say Lucifer will never be vanquished. And then, as I said, there's one or two sentences, and then it says, Christ is your son. So just by this phrase, we understand that Lucifer is really their God, not Jesus. And that here it says that Christ is your son. Basically, they refer to Lucifer as being the father of Jesus, which is basically the dream that Lucifer had before he was thrown out of heaven, right? He wanted to be exalted even over the mount of the congregation, which is the place where the Father sits. And so basically this song exalts Lucifer as being the God the Father. And so you're gonna hear it for yourself. Let's start this. I got some problem with my mic, so there's gonna be some delays. Hopefully it's gonna be too much.
Amaseus, Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ille inquam Lucifer qui nescito casum, Christus filius tuus, qui regressus ab inferno.
As you heard yourself, it's pretty obvious, right? So that was a 2012. So this is 2015, and I I took this one because this is a French Canadian cardinal. His name is Marc Ouellet. He's from Amos, northern Quebec. So I have some family members that know this man personally. Even my mother-in-law went to school with that man. And so he's a Satanist, right? He's there. He's a cardinal. He has no choice to be there. As I understand, they're all there. And he's, holding the flame of Lucifer there and listening. Those guys, they understand Latin perfectly, right? They can speak Latin. Those Jesuits and even the Catholic Church, a majority of clergy understand Latin as a second language. So we're going to have a look at this one as well. And what's interesting about the one also is that they translate it. So it was done probably by some English-speaking nation or channel, and they translate it. And they don't say the word Lucifer. They say the word son of the morning or a star of the morning or something, morning star. And so it's very interesting. They hide the fact that they basically worshiping Lucifer. So let's have a look at that.
Deus in honorem Tuae nominis consecratus, ad noctis huius calicinem destruentam.
Lord, we pray you that this candle, hallowed to the honor of your name, may persevere undimmed to overcome the darkness of this night as a pleasing fragrance, and let it mingle with the lights of heaven. Be found still burning by the morning star, the one morning star who never sets, Christ your Son, who, coming back from death's domain, his peaceful light on humanity, and lives and reigns forever and ever.
Again, it's the same, as you see, it's the same thing. They basically worship Lucifer. And it reminds me of when you hear the translator saying that basically they're waiting for Jesus to be resurrected and all that. It reminds me of Alice Bailey's externalization of the hierarchy, where they are doing the Great Invocation. So I wonder if this is not the Great Invocation. I wouldn't be surprised that Lucifer comes, that disguised as Christ in one of those Vigil Mass, right? Because they're doing it since over 10 years now, and nobody really speak against that. And you can see, I mean, those guys most likely are Italians here. I mean, you have the clergy here. You can see them clearly. You have the clergy here. There seems to be the cardinal here, the choir, and this seems to be a layman. I mean, this seems to be the general public. And those Italians, right, because the Vatican is in Italy, they understand Latin as first language. It's the same thing as Italian. So they know exactly what religion it is. And the church is full. It's full. And so we're going to have a look at an other one here. So let's listen to this one.
Flammas eius, Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ille in quam Lucifer qui nescit occasum, Christus filius tuus, qui regressus.
Again and again, same thing, same Satanist. So, and as you can see, I mean, if you want to look at it and you see the entire Mass, I always start around the 32nd or 33rd minute, because it's always their stupid sign they do. And this guy here, the beard man, seems to be the champion, because he said Lucifer at the 33rd minute, right? It's always the same stupid thing. So let's have a look at this one now.
Flammas eius, Lucifer matutinus inveniat. Ille in quam Lucifer qui nescit occasum, Christus filius tuus.
Again and again, I mean, same thing, same Satanist. They're all part of it, guys. It's an habitation of devils. It's an habitation of devils. They worship Lucifer openly. The flames of Lucifer will find the dawn. I say Lucifer will never be vanquished. Yeah, you can bet on that, because he will be vanquished real soon when Christ comes back. And Christ is your son. No, Christ is not your son. Lucifer is a created being. Lucifer was the first created being in heaven. He's really intelligent. He probably has billions of years. He's been, in existence for nearly eternity. But his reign is coming to an end on this planet. He's been seeding chaos for the past 6,000 years. And in about 1,000 years, he's going to be destroyed with his angels and with the wicked. And who's the wicked? The wicked, guys, is mainly those Satanists. The Catholic Church is a habitation of devils. That's what it is. Those cardinals there, I've put Marc Ouellette earlier on there. He's right here, I think, just after. They know all that. Those guys, they speak Latin. They know exactly what it's about. They understand what team they're on. They're Satanist. It's a habitation of devils. And so we have to tell the people to get out of that place. Because, when the Catholic Church was a pagan church, 1,000 years ago, let's say, the people, they were worshiping, like my grandma, she was worshiping her statue of Mary, and I did that too when I was young, when I was a Catholic. But nowadays, it's a blatant satanic church. And the news telling you that, because they're killing, they're killing the kids at school, they're abusing, sodomizing the kids around the world. The government is not doing anything to try to punish them because the Pope reigns over the kings of the earth, and they're doing a satanic mass in front of you. So do you really think they're afraid of you? They're not afraid of you at all. In Revelation 18, it says that it will be burned. This church will eventually be burned. But the Bible also says that the Pope is destroyed by the brightness of Christ's coming. So that we're gonna have the Pope until the end, but this church is gonna be destroyed. It's gonna be gone, and basically I believe it's my interpretation that the Pope's gonna reign through the Freemasons most likely, because this order was put in place by the Jesuits to make sure it's a front organization. So it's more difficult to identify the Masons than the Jesuits with the black coat and all that. So on that, God bless you. See you next time.